Morning. The festive spirits may linger on as far as the Indian markets are concerned. The main indices saw new closing highs last week and the stage is set for them to register all-time intraday highs this week. It could happen today itself given the upbeat sentiment underpinned by a robust economy, solid earnings growth and record FII inflows. All said and done, the valuations are getting a little bit pricey. Therefore, one ought to be a little cautious and not get too carried away by the headline-grabbing index levels. The latest monetary easing by the Federal Reserve coupled with a slew of public issues will lift the overseas inflows further. Coal India's blockbuster listing and Obama's visit have added to the feel-good factor. Inflation too seems to be softening, though it is still quite high. The RBI has hinted at a pause after 6 consecutive rate increases. All these things put together point to continuation of the positive trend in the short to medium term. The external situation is showing some signs of stability, although it is still far from comfortable. Getting complacent is the last thing one should do right now. It would not be a bad idea to lock in some gains once the indices hit new record highs. Corporate earnings are drawing to a close. Among the key events to watch out for will be the October WPI inflation numbers, the G20 Leaders Summit in South Korea, and Chinese macroeconomic statistics. The Nifty witnessed smart up move last week, violating its interim peaks of 6,284 and closed well above 6,300. This led to a formation of a bullish belt hold on candlestick. This has brought an end to the consolidation phase. The Nifty could witness accentuated buying once it pierces the all-time peak of 6,357. In case of a further fall, the Nifty is likely to find support in the range of 6,150 to 6,200 zone. The results to be declared today are Aban Offshore, ARSS Infra, Etcher Motors, ITFC, Jain Irrigation, Jindal Saw, Nectar Life Sciences, Oberoi Realty, Parabolic Drugs, SBI, Vascon Engineers, and Venky's India. The FIs were net buyers at Rs 1.67 billion in the cash segment in Friday's Mohra trading provisionally as per the NSE website. The local funds were net buyers at Rs 239 million. In the F&O segment, the foreign funds were net buyers at Rs 3.65 billion on Friday. The other news for the day is foreign exchange reserves rose by $2.6 billion during the week ended 29th of November. The government is likely to consider on November 10th reserving scarce domestic natural gas for power plants that claim to be built by March 2012. Food inflation fell to 12.85% for the week ended the 23rd of October as vegetable prices softened due to improved supplies. Net direct tax collection in the first 7 months of the current fiscal increased 17.8% over the same period last year. US President on the first day of his visit to India announced $10 billion in trade deals with India that are expected to help create 50,000 US jobs. Reliance Industries may lose authorization for the proposed 1,100-kilometer pipeline from Kakinada in Andhra to Haldia in West Bengal. The government has fixed the price band at Rs 85 to 90 rupees per share for about Rs 76 billion follow-on public offer of Power Grid. Larsen & Toubro is bidding for an Oman refinery expansion contract estimated at $300 million. Reliance Power announced a deal to secure $5 billion in funding from the US Export-Import Bank for gas-based and renewable energy projects totaling about 9,000 megawatts. NTPC is all set to add 13,000 megawatt of power generation capacity by the end of the 11th five-year plan in 2012. Power Grid lines up total estimated fund expenditure of Rs 226.49 billion to meet the capital requirements for the implementation of 12 identified projects. Tata Group plans to develop Hyderabad as its aerospace and defense business hub. Videocon plans to split businesses to help them raise capital. Coal India plans to strike a joint venture with Shipping Corp of India in the next 2 months. Proposed 50-50 venture is scheduled to offer end-to-end logistics solutions to farmers' thermal coal import program. Reliance Power has signed a memorandum of understanding with the US Exim Bank whereby the latter will make available up to $5 billion to support the purchases of US goods and services over the next 3 years. Coal India bids for participatory stake in the thermal coal producing assets in Colombia. United Phosphorus plans to invest 10 billion rupees for acquisitions by the end of the current fiscal. SpiceJet has signed a deal to buy 30 B-73-800 commercial aircrafts from Boeing valued at approximately $2.7 billion. Mahendra Satyam has bagged a multi-billion-dollar SAP domain order from the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority. Vodafone SR has decided to unlock value by demerging its tower business and selling it off to an independent tower company. ITBI Bank raises $125 million via bonds. GVK Energy is close to sealing a private equity deal with 3i India Infrastructure Fund and will invest around 12 billion rupees in it. Havells India is planning to open 12 Havells Galaxy, its retail outlet in Andhra Pradesh, by the end of this fiscal year. SR Energy of Mauritius plans to buy 60% of Zimbabwe Iron and Steel. Moving on to the recommendations, the technical calls are: a buy on Onmobile. We recommend high-risk traders to buy the stock above levels of Rs 341 for a target price of Rs 358 and a stop loss is to be placed at Rs 334. And a buy on Godrej Industries. We advise buying the stock in the range of Rs 217 to Rs 221 with a stop loss to be maintained at Rs 214 for a target price of Rs 236. The derivative strategies are: long Ruchi Soya November future in the range of Rs 136 to Rs 138 for a target price of Rs 144 and a stop loss is to be placed at Rs 132. And long Andhra Bank November future in the range of Rs 183 to Rs 185 for a target price of Rs 190 and a stop loss is to be placed at Rs 180. Thank you and have a great day ahead.